result of a general meeting of Agpgn leadership with the Beneficiaries of United Nations, United African Alliance grant held on Agpgn live stream Telegram platform a while ago for briefing on current status of disbursements. The followings were recorded. The President General of All Ground Pressure Group of Nigeria, Agpgn Comrade Abdulrazak Yakubu, welcomed everyone to the meeting and said that by the grace of God we would have wonderful take-home thing from the meeting. The Comrade Ustaz Dawood said that this UAG grant pursuit was not as easy as any other grant in Nigeria like Tobert grants. He said Apostle Dr. Ken Nwakama of UAG was different from Apostle Theophilus Oloshe Ebonyi of Tobert Grant Foundation. He thanked God for the progress that Agpgn had achieved so far. He said Agpgn fought for postponement of disbursement of UAG grant, which was a blessing to Nigerian masses. He said Agpgn had been doing many things which were not known to Nigerian masses because Agpgn team were on prayers while Nigerians were in their comfort zone. He said many Nigerians were blaming Reverend Nwagachukwu about delay of UAG grant, but to Agpgn team, this Reverend Nwagachukwu had seriously been putting his effort to see to disbursement of UAG grants. The President General of All Ground Pressure Group of Nigeria, Agpgn Comrade Abdulrazak Yakubu, said on highlight of agenda as follows: attitude of subscribers. The attitude of subscribers to Agpgn team was worrisome in their reactions as a result of the delay in disbursement. The Agpgn president said Agpgn team was taking the risk of facing those in powers and authorities. He said it would be the worst thing to back out in this pursuit of UAG grant disbursement because there had never been a grant that was open than UAG grant. He said the Agpgn team were not enjoying this moment but could never give up as much as Agpgn was still enjoying the support of Nigerian masses. He said Agpgn had prepared themselves not to quit, not to give up, no matter how rough it would be. He said this UAG grant disbursement was a project that would close the gap between the rich and the poor in Nigeria. He said there was enough money to go round irrespective of what Nigerians applied. He said that the end would justify the means and later Nigerians would praise those Agpgn team Nigerian masses were blaming like Reverend Nwagachukwu. He said that Jennifer Isaac, who had earlier been antagonizing Agpgn team, had realized the efforts being made by Agpgn when she came to Abuja. He urged Nigerians not to blame Reverend Nwagachukwu again. He said God in his infinite mercies had started resetting things in our favor. He said that Apostle Dr. Ken Nwakama was not far from disbursement process and very soon we would start receiving disbursement of UAG grant. On issue of OTP code, he said we have only few days for uploading of data as Agpgn team have pleaded for enough time for Nigerians. He said latest Friday was the deadline for data upload. He said nobody would screen our data. The Secretary General said many people would receive their OTP code by tomorrow. He said that the app was so sensitive in detecting as some people use different email address and different phone number. He requested for patience from Nigerians to the ICT unit workers because they were also voluntary workers. He said Reverend Nwagachukwu was a kind of financial pillar to UAG management as not the authorities had released any sum of money for the work of this UAG project. He said there were lots of character assassination on the personality of Reverend Nwagachukwu to the extent of people making claim of Reverend Nwagachukwu buying two japes. Comrade Ustaz Dawood said fight with UAG was completely different to fight with Tuba Grant Foundation because UAG management had money. Secretary General said that the set man Apostle Dr. Ken Nwakama had already been getting signal for disbursement of UAG grant. A Nigerian requested Agpgn team to beg Reverend Nwagachukwu on behalf of those Nigerians who cast aspersions on him, Reverend Nwagachukwu. A Nigerian requested Nigerian masses to calm down and do what was required of us about uploading of data. A Nigerian appreciated Agpgn team. Reverend Nwagachukwu said he was not bothered about aspersions, but he prayed disbursement happened. He said after disbursement he would come out to explain everything about what he had requested as assistance for the process of disbursement. He said he had more confidence now than ever before as disbursement was fast approaching. He said he would be happy as expected when those people casting aspersions on him would come for forgiveness after the happening of disbursement. A Nigerian requested the Agpgn team not to throw away the experience gathered in this struggle and requested Agpgn team to keep up the oneness or unity the Agpgn displayed even at meetings. A Nigerian commended Agpgn team for there was no tribalism displayed among themselves and presumed that Nigeria would have been better if we had people like members of Agpgn team in the helm of affairs in authorities. Reverend Nwagachukwu said we had gotten date for disbursement of UAG grants. The Agpgn president implored all admins of grant platforms and everyone to be focused and should manage information at this time. Reverend Nwagachukwu requested anybody that received OTP code to immediately use the code to upload their data to app. It was observed that disbursement of this UAG grant would be the determinant of virtually any grant. The Secretary General said anytime we reconvene would be for good news. The meeting, which started at 9:15 p.m. ended at 10:54 p.m. The meeting was moderated by Comrade Livingstone Tag God's Lovely Kid, the Secretary General. Avia Saturn, was your reaction to this? This is all we can take for now. This thanks and God bless. Ensure you subscribe to our channel and share this report across all these platforms. And bye for now. Do join us in the other news. Thanks so much for listening. Bye for now, please. Okay.